Welcome to this in-depth Finance Pro accounting tutorial. In this in-depth tutorial, I'll guide you step by step through setting up your chart of accounts, adding inventory the right way, and managing your purchase workflow from start to finish. Whether you're a beginner or improving your accounting setup, this training will give you the skills you need to confidently organize your financial data and keep your system running smoothly. Let's get started.
Let's get started with adding accounts to chart of account, starting from asset, liability, equity, revenue, and expenses. The chart of account is the foundation of the company based on this chart of accounts. The asset get recorded under the asset, and the same for liability, owner equity, and revenue and expenses, and you get the idea about your company financial position and the revenue, expenses, and profit of your company, and the cash inflow and outflow of the company. So let's start creating the chart of accounts now.
At this stage, I will accelerate the remaining steps for setting up the chart of accounts. The process is repetitive and follows the same structure, and speeding it up will help keep the tutorial concise and focused. Please feel free to pause the video at any point if you wish to review the steps in more detail.
Now that our chart of accounts has been added successfully, I would deep dive into the creating the customer, adding the customer name, email address, phone number, address, and initial balance due. After that, we would create the vendor, adding the vendor name, email address, phone number, address, and initial balance. After this, I would add the inventory items, starting from item code, item name, category, quantity and stock, cost price, selling price, reorder point. We would add the revenue accounts, cost of goods sold account, and inventory account for passing the journal entries once the purchase is made or invoice is generated. After the successful creation of the inventory items, we would start entering the purchase orders and creating the bills. First, I would explain what's purchase order and bills. What is the process? The process of purchase start from quotation. First, you get the quotation after finalizing the quotation. You will issue the purchase orders, the equipment delivered to the warehouse. The invoice will be received once the invoice received, based on the invoice. The bill will be recorded in the system and book the payable to pay the vendors. So let's start creating the purchase order first, starting from selecting vendor from vendors list, adding purchase order number, date and expected delivery date, status, notes, items, quantity, price, and total. Then we would walk through bills with the same process. Just in the bills, we add the account payable selection and inventory account selection due to passing the journal entries. Now we have successfully created the chart of account, created inventory items, and entered the purchase order, And bills, let's see the effect in accounting and reports section. The journal entries shows the debit and credit of the bills entered. The journal ledger shows the ledger of the accounts with amounts. The trail balance shows the balance of the transactions. And in report section, we would start by financial reports, the balance sheet, to see the effect of transaction over the inventory and account payable. Then in the expense reports, we would the vendor balance detail report, purchase by vendors reports, purchase by product, bills aging reports, and bill tax. Then in inventory reports, we will watch the inventory valuation reports, the inventory movement reports. The low stock items and the profitability will be shown once the invoice created.
That wraps up our in-depth tutorial on Finance Pro covering the dashboard, chart of accounts, adding inventory items, creating purchase orders, entering bills, and understanding how each transaction affects your financial, expense, and inventory reports. In the next video, we'll move on to the complete sales cycle, creating estimates, sales orders, invoices, recording payments, and making adjustments. We'll also dive into employee management, adding employees, tracking attendance, holidays, leave requests, and processing payroll. And if the video doesn't get too lengthy, it'll include a detailed walkthrough of the banking section as well. If you enjoyed this tutorial or found it helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so you won't miss the upcoming lessons. Your support really motivates me to create more videos and bring you more accounting software tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.